High blood pressure is a leading cause of heart disease, stroke, and kidney disease. And unfortunately, it is extremely prevalent in the United States. Yet, over half the individuals living with high blood pressure do not manage to keep it under control. Why is this? Primarily because many are unaware of which foods ought to be avoided. In this discussion, I shall outline 15 foods you should avoid if you have high blood pressure. I am a board-certified nephrologist specializing in kidney disease and hypertension. Advising patients on high blood pressure forms a significant part of my daily practice. I've also authored a book, Under Pressure, a guide to controlling high blood pressure, available for purchase as an additional resource on your journey towards managing hypertension. Let us begin with the problematic foods. Many commonly enjoyed foods are flavorsome and convenient, yet they may be significantly contributing to elevated blood pressure. If you or a loved one suffers from the high blood pressure, I urge you to pay careful attention to the following. 1. Canned foods. Canned foods are notorious for their high sodium content, as salt is employed as a preservative to extend shelf life. For those with hypertension, high sodium intake is particularly detrimental. According to the American Heart Association, individuals with high blood pressure should aim for less than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. Other organizations set this at 2,000 to 2,100 milligrams, but the lower target is preferable for heart health. Let us examine examples. A can of diced tomatoes may contain 180 milligrams of sodium per serving, but there are 3.5 servings per can, totaling 630 milligrams. Similarly, a can of creamed corn includes 340 milligrams per serving, with 3.5 servings per can, amounting to 1,090 milligrams if consumed in its entirety. Larger cans, such as seasoned green beans, may contain over 3,000 milligrams of sodium per can, exceeding daily limits. Many rely on canned foods for practicality or affordability. In such cases, draining and rinsing the contents can reduce sodium, but moderation remains essential. In general, canned foods are best avoided if one has high blood pressure. 2. Deli meats. Deli meats, such as sliced turkey, often appear a healthy choice, yet they are usually high in sodium and preservatives, like nitrite. One serving, about 2 ounces of deli turkey, can contain 500,000 to 600 milliliters of sodium. However, many will consume more than a single serving, with a typical sandwich potentially providing over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, especially when adding cheese, bread, and condiments. Salami, for example, contains 450 milliliters of sodium per 5-slice serving. High consumption of processed deli meat contributes both sodium and unhealthy fats. These are best consumed sparingly, if at all, when managing high blood pressure. 3. Pickles. Pickles are another item high in sodium. Although they are fat-free and low in calories, the sodium content is considerable. For instance, a single pickle may list 300 milligrams of sodium per serving, but the entire pickle may comprise several servings, totaling more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium, meeting the recommended daily limit in one item. Thus, pickles are best avoided by those seeking to control their blood pressure. Alcohol. Excessive alcohol intake can elevate blood pressure and damage the walls of blood vessels. Moderation is key. Definitions of a drink are specific: 5 to 8 ounces for wine, 1.5 ounces for 80 proof spirits, and 12 ounces for beer. Those with high blood pressure should be cautious and seek guidance regarding appropriate limits. 5. Condiments. Many condiments are deceptively high in sodium, while mustard is relatively low, around 5 milligrams per teaspoon. Others are more problematic. A tablespoon of ketchup can contain around 196 milligrams of sodium, and usage often exceeds a single tablespoon. Mayonnaise at 95 milligrams sodium per tablespoon also contains significant fat. Hot sauce is even more potent, with about 190 milligrams of sodium per teaspoon, and it is rarely used sparingly. Overuse of these condiments can contribute to hypertension. They should be used judiciously or avoided, particularly in large quantities. Here 6. Red meat. Not all red meats are equal, but marbled fatty cuts, such as ribeye steak, are especially concerning. An 18-ounce ribeye can contain nearly 1,200 calories, 80 grams of fat, and up to 1,200 milligrams of sodium, primarily when heavily seasoned. When red meat is consumed, opt for leaner cuts such as sirloin and season without salt. 7. Processed foods. Processed foods, including cured meats like bacon, 3 slices may yield 300 milligrams sodium and 5 grams of fat, and hot dogs. A single hot dog can have up to 790 milligrams sodium, are significant sources of salt and unhealthy fats. Instant noodles, popular for their convenience, often supply over 1,500 milligrams sodium in a single seasoning packet, quickly exceeding most daily recommendations. It is advisable to avoid or significantly limit processed foods if you have high blood pressure. 8. Certain plant-based foods. Although vegetarian and vegan diets are generally healthier, some pre-packaged frozen vegetarian products can also be high in sodium. For example, 4 vegetarian chicken nuggets may comprise 300 milligrams sodium, and a single vegetarian corn dog nearly 380 milligrams. Consuming multiple servings compounds sodium intake. So it is important to check labels and avoid highly processed plant-based foods high in salt. 9. Fast food. Fast food items such as cheeseburgers, fries, and fried cheese curds are inherently high in sodium and unhealthy fats. For instance, a large cheeseburger may contain 940 milliliters sodium, and a typical serving of fries adds nearly 400 milliliters. Soft drinks also often contain sodium. It is prudent to avoid fast food entirely, especially for those managing hypertension. 10. Microwave meals. Microwave or TV dinners are often deceptive, appearing balanced but frequently containing high levels of sodium. A typical meal can surpass 100 milligrams sodium. Even low-calorie labeled meals may contain 300 to 400 milligrams sodium. Always review labels, and where possible, avoid microwave meals if you have high blood pressure. 11. High sodium snacks. Snacks like potato chips can quickly accumulate sodium. A small bag may contain 250 milligrams sodium, and it is easy to consume multiple bags unwittingly, thereby surpassing healthy limits. Individuals with high blood pressure should avoid or restrict high sodium snacks. Sugary foods. High sugar intake can contribute to obesity, which exacerbates high blood pressure. Baked goods, sweets, and donuts are high in calories, sugar, and fat. For example, a single donut may have more than 300 calories, over 40% fat, and 50 grams of carbohydrates. These should be avoided by those seeking to control blood pressure. 13. Frozen diet meals. Do not be misled by low-calorie frozen meals labeled as diet options. Many still contain considerable amounts of sodium. Always examine nutritional information and avoid these products if they are high in salt. 14. Chicken noodle soup. Canned or processed chicken noodle soups, often considered comforting, can be high in sodium. A single can or bowl may deliver more than 800 milligrams of sodium, surpassing daily limits in one serving. Such soups should be avoided by those managing hypertension. 15. Fried foods. Fried foods are typically loaded with sodium, trans fats, and saturated fats, all detrimental to blood pressure. Even opting for white meat's chicken over dark meat is of limited value if the meat is fried. For example, a single fried chicken wing can have 680 milligrams of sodium, and a fried chicken breast up to 1,230 milligrams. Fried foods must be avoided if you have high blood pressure. These 15 foods are prime offenders for those with hypertension, though the list is by no means exhaustive. If you wish to further your understanding, I recommend seeking additional reliable information on managing blood pressure. Should you have found this information helpful, please share it with those you care about. I encourage all to take proactive steps towards achieving and maintaining the healthiest and happiest life possible. I am Dr. Freda.